Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
I am Penda James, and I have with me today Vyta Copeland, Vita the
Oh, you're funny.
Diva, as a YouTube
Awesome.
channel, and that's how sometimes she introduced. This is Vita the Diva. So I want to tell you how I met Vita, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into this conversation.
All right.
I was a freshman, and on my first day on campus at Wilberforce University, I met Vita's niece, Toya, and she became one of my dear friends. There were five of us, I think it was, and we all always hung out together because we lived on the fourth floor, Askew,
Yes.
and we went outside, and there was Vita and some of my other big sisters who probably will watch us today. Give us a shout out, y'all, if y'all are watching. And so Vita is like a big sister to me. And today we are going to talk about relationships and friendship. And I'm so excited because this topic is necessary and important.
Absolutely.
So before we get too deep into the conversation, I just want to take 30 seconds of silence to honor the life of and the example of and the legacy of Chadwick Boseman. So Vita,
Yes.
I know that wasn't 30 seconds. I didn't want to start crying.
Okay. It's okay.
How do you define friendship?
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you again for having me, Penda. And we've talked kind of offline about possible topics and what I want to talk about. And I chose friendship because I know we follow each other on social media, and I talked about how lately I've been going through this phase of where I'm just doing a lot of thinking and getting to know me, getting to relearn who I am and what I want and what I don't want. And as a result of that, I've been posting. And I call them Monday motivations, Tuesday takeaways, so on and so forth. And so one of the things I put on there, it had to do with friendship. And I have said over and over to people, guys, COVID-19 is making and or breaking relationships. And I say that all to say that my definition of friendship, I put on Facebook one day because I was just thinking. And when it came to, I was like, let me go ahead and write this down. Friendship is not just a person that we share experiences with. Friendship is someone that you have, I have, we have decided to share our life with. So that's my definition of a friend. It's just not shared experiences, because when you look at it, you share experiences with people that you work with. You may be on some group project or what have you, but you share experiences. And sometimes you can go back and you can laugh and say, remember when we did this project? Ha ha ha. Or you share experiences with individuals if you go to a play, a ball game, someone sitting next to you. You don't know them. That is a shared experience that you're having with them, but that doesn't necessarily mean your friend. Mm-hmm. So a friend is someone you have decided to share your life with.
Wow. How has friendship been a theme throughout your life?
Oh, goodness. It's been a theme because people who know me and truly call me friend, they know I'm a friend to them. And people who have lost my friendship, they know exactly the reason why. Sometimes individuals will come in and out of your life. That saying, for a reason, for a season, and all that stuff. But the theme that friendship has played in my life is, if I am your friend, I am your friend. And when I am no longer your friend, you absolutely know it. You know it, and you know why. And so the biggest thing that I tell people, or I've told people, because my motto right now is no new friends. I'm too old for friends. I can have shared experiences with people, but I don't need any more friends. So my thing is, when a person realizes they're no longer in, let's just say they no longer have a front row seat in my life, is when a telltale sign for me is when someone no longer wants to be my friend, is when they come and ask me, or they make an assumption and they say, I heard you say. Because if you know me, I've never been a person that has mixed words. So I say what I mean what I say. So if you're coming to me and said, Vita, I heard you say, we're no longer friends. You're not even going to get me to respond, because to me, that means you already believe whatever you heard. So my mother used to always tell me, you can't argue with ignorance and you can't chase a lie. So if it's a lie, why am I going to try to defend myself when you already believe it, because you came to me with it? So when you came to me with it and said, I heard you said, you're telling me I believe what I heard, versus when I am someone's friend and someone comes up to me to say X, Y, and Z, the first thing I say is, hold on, can we get her on the phone? And when that stops, I said, well, whatever you have to say, I don't need to hear. Because if you're not willing to put that person on the phone, if you're not willing to go to that person and say it in front of them, it's a lie. So now why do I need to call, let's just say Penda? Somebody came up to me and said, Penda said this about you. Hold on, let's call Penda. And then they say, oh, no, I don't want to call her because I don't want to get in the middle. Well, you put yourself in the middle when you said that. So now you're telling me you don't want to call her? I don't believe you. But please believe me, I will be telling her how what you said, and we can call you. Oh, no, I don't want to get in the middle. Okay, then. All right. So are we done? All right, we're done. You'll never, Penda, know that conversation existed. I would never bring that to you.
So they say that people are in our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Do you have, this isn't one of my questions, but this is a good question. Mm-hmm. Do you have any regrets about how any of your relationships may have ended when you knew that it was something that you did when you were in a, let's just say like an immature space, or a space that you hadn't grown in?
In all actuality, and not to be pompous, but no, I think that I learned very on the power of friendship. And to give you a little story, at Wilberforce, we had, yay! At Dear OWU, we had a group of friends. And because we all came from different backgrounds, I'm number 9 out of 10 on my mom's side. I'm number 9 out of 10 on my dad's side. So I'm number 16 out of 17. And I really didn't know how to talk to people early on. And of course, now I know it was sarcasm and it was just downright mean. And so because of me, and I would say other people in our clique, we developed this thing called girl talk.
Okay.
And so we didn't even know what we were doing back then, but we established something in our relationship that to this day I talk about. And so what happened was, during girl talk, what you could do is, if you had if you had a discrepancy against one of the girls in the clique, you could call the meeting. So if you called the meeting, then you got to say whatever you wanted to say to anybody in the group, and they had to listen until you yielded the floor now for them to respond. Now, it was difficult because you could tell, like, if somebody was talking about someone else and they want to, respond, someone in the group like, let her finish. Let her finish, because she called the meeting. It's obvious you didn't have a problem. You didn't call the meeting, so let her talk. So because of that, we were able to get out some things that probably would have ended very horribly in undergrad if we had not had those times. Now, did they always end well? Absolutely not. Absolutely. Well, the girl talks always ended well, but did the relationships always end well? No, they didn't. But what I learned from that was, or what I would share from that is, I never led a girl talk group. They were almost always about me.
What?
Yeah. Because of how I spoke to people, because I was very sarcastic, and I just thought, this is just me. I'm just blunt. No, I was sometimes mean, but I didn't understand it. But I came from a family full of, I'm number 9 out of 10 on both sides. So I have like 8 other people sometimes trying to tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. So these 8 people and I'm like, I have a mama and a daddy, and neither one of them are trying to tell me what to do, but I have all these siblings who felt the need. So I felt like I need to be quick, and, I need, don't let them see you sweat. My mom used to always say. So if this is the case, and I realized then, you never, in 4 years, you never called a girl talk. It was you.
Dang.
So I learned very on what friendship truly meant to me back then. So as I continued on into my adulthood, I realized there were just certain things that I would never do again. And the girl talk was never because I said something or they thought it was always what I said to them, like in their face. I was, so I might say, I don't like the way that looks. That's too tight. It makes you look like a hooker. I would say stuff like that. And sometimes it would be, unwarranted and nobody asked for your opinion. But hey, I'm thinking we're friends. So don't wear those fishnets, and so, but they they thought they were cute, and they wore them. And I might have had I had a lot of dialogue. And as a result, I had to relearn during those 4 years how to speak to people and still be my authentic self, still be truthful, but not hurtful.
So we talked a little bit about offline about me learning that I'm not really kind to myself. And I am really, really hard on myself. And I think that was because my dad had very high expectations of me. And so I would always try to one up whatever I thought he expected of me. Mm-hmm. So now when I think about some of the relationships and friendships that I've had where I know that it was something that I did to cause the breakdown because I was ignorant about a situation and didn't know and said something out of line, or because I intentionally tried to help and didn't do it the right way and it was offensive. And I carry that, I hold that, and I feel like I want to fix it. But when I watched the Madam C.J. Walker movie, there was a line in there, and I can't remember it right now, but she said something about you can't control how other people respond to your toxicity. So if they decide to walk out of my life because I was toxic to them, I can't control that. What I can control is not being toxic in the future.
Exactly. Absolutely. And that's basically what I learned. And I remember, and I still believe this to a certain degree, you are not responsible for the way someone responds to you. You're just responsible for what you do. I can't be responsible for how you respond to it, but I can be responsible for me. And so as I continue on this journey of adulthood, that's what I'm responsible for me. I can't be responsible for how they respond. But if they respond in a way that I am not comfortable with, that I don't like, I still have to look at me. Prime example is offline, just a little bit, like whenever one of my staff members comes in and I could tell they're a little off and annoyed and just not their normal selves, I quickly check me. I never say what's wrong with you. I quickly say, did I do anything offensive? Because I know I could say some stuff and things. So I check me first. And I'm like, okay, did I do something? Did I say something? And after I take that inventory with myself and realize it, then I may make that phone call and say, hey, Sister Blue Shoe, can I see you in my office? Now I'm going to have a conversation. But first, let me see me. And then let me have a conversation.
Wow. What do you want people to know about friendship and relationships in our life? What's on your heart about it?
Well, I think when I think of friendship, I just think that when we have someone in our lives, they ought to be able to do certain things. If you're truly friends, they need to be able to help educate you. They absolutely need to be entertaining because nobody wants a fuddy-duddy, and they need to inspire. So if you have friends in your life that can educate you, entertain you, and inspire you, I think that is a well-rounded individual in your life. Because a lot of times what we have are individuals who are takers and when we realize it, sometimes it's just too late in the game for us to truly, we have to take the inventory, look inside of ourselves and say, this is what I allowed to happen. And so when I think of friendships and relationships, the biggest thing for me, Penda, is we don't really know what friendship means or to one another. Why? Because we don't meet each other, say, hi, my name is Vita, and I define friendship as, we don't say that. So what happens is we have a shared experience with someone. From that shared experience, we say, well, oh, I like her, so I'm going to have another shared experience with her. I'm gonna have another one. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, we're having a whole lot of shared experiences. And we may call ourselves friends. But what happens is when the friendship starts to sway and what's going on, I don't understand. And she's saying this and I don't like that. And do I say something? Do I not? It's because we've never truly defined what friendship means to me, to this other person. So you come in with your definition of friendship. I come in with my definition of friendship, but we never share it. So then when you do something that offends me, there's no way for you to know it because I've never really defined it. So if your let's just say your definition is, I come over to your house and, when I come over to your house, a part of my way of showing that I'm your friend is I help you clean up whenever we have an event, and I'm being very basic.
Yeah.
And so if that's like, something that that's how you define friendship, is whenever there's a need that you see that needs to be met, when it's stuff like surface like that. And I'm talking about financial, but like surface things, like you need some help cleaning up, or you need me to run to the store for you on my way to your house again. Okay. That's your definition of, helping me out. But I don't know that because in my life, people never help me. People never help me like that. So every time I come over to your house and we have this gathering, I sit in my corner with my little drink and I'm like, y'all crazy, girl. I ain't getting up doing nothing, honey. I'm tired. I worked all day. So everybody now is catching that she's always in the corner being lazy. But nobody really knows that, because she feels like nobody really helped me in my life, so I'm not helping you. Because even though we've had these shared experiences, even though you might even talk to me about the fact that nobody ever helped me in my life, how am I supposed to know that translates to that's why you don't do it for other people?
What's a good way for us to set those definitions early on in our relationship? Because I've never thought about that before.
I think you have to have it. Like, I think it's almost, and I use this also in relationships, with a significant other. Same deal. We put our best selves first. And so to me, you have nothing to gain or lose by telling the truth early on. So if you are in this friendship where you're this, and it's truly getting to know you phase, because all we're doing are these shared experiences, that's when you start talking about, girl, what does friendship really mean to you? What is it? And what does it truly mean? Does it mean that all we do is kick it? Or does it mean when I call you and I say to you, I need you? And you say, well, girl, hold on, because let me call Rob. And, what? Oh, okay. Well, let me see what my mama doing today. And if that is the case, then that's fine. And then, okay, so now that we know early on how I define friendship, and if I'm telling you that I'm the type of person, and it's almost like, if you really look at it, it's almost like learning someone's love language.
Absolutely.
And so even if you say, okay, I don't want to say, what does friendship mean to you? Like, girl, have you ever done the little love language quiz? And what is your love language? You can get a lot out of that love language and treat that person as such. Not to say that if they enjoy gifts that you always give them gifts, but you do understand that they do like it. So if you were to go over to their home, don't go empty handed. Always have something for them.
And that disconnection in relationships, when we don't know each other's love languages, is what causes strife. So if I'm like, yeah, you're my friend, but I need to spend time with you. I need to see you. I don't want you to just send me a one-word text. No, call me. I
Yes.
want to know what's going on. That's where my love language rises to the top. So I think you're right. I never thought about that. That is funny.
Yes.
That is awesome. So anything else you wanna share with us, or what you working on in your life? Exciting.
I'm always busy. You know, COVID-19 has kind of stifled a lot, but still working full time. I'm still teaching part time. I'm teaching psych, intro to psych this semester. And what else? Still the president of my sorority, which I absolutely love.
I want
still
everybody
singing.
in the background see that blue and white little lady back
there. There she go. Hey, girl. Hey.
Okay, so you're the president of your sorority.
Yes, still singing in the band, and of course, I sell Pure Romance. So I stay busy. I'm sorry.
You go by Vita Vita the Deeper, or like, what's your stage name when you're singing?
Vyta Copeland, honey. I don't have a stage name. The band is called Amir La Vie, which means loving life in French, and my name means life. And so they kept wanting to call it Vita's band, and I was like, no, I'm not interested in that. But one of my bandmates, the drummer, his daughter-in-law was just researching life in different languages. And so she found Amir La Vie, which means loving life in French. And so it stuck, and we've been Amir La Vie since then. But when I introduce the bandmates, you know, everybody has their government name.
We glossed over a little bit about Pure Romance.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a pastor's wife, but we talked a little bit offline about how in church, we are taught as women, really we're taught to be submissive, and we're taught you need to do this in order to be a great Christian woman, be a virgin, and do all these things. But then if people do all of those things right, they don't know what to do on their wedding night. So one of the reasons why you wanted to sell Pure Romance was to raise awareness about some of these things and about health for women sexually.
Well, see,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. When it all boils down to it, sexual health and wellness is not being taught out of the pulpit. Sexual health and wellness is not even being taught in Christian female singles groups.
Nope.
And what is being taught when it comes to having a relationship with the opposite sex in Christendom, is keep your legs closed and be the virgin.
Yep.
And don't think about it. And it's so dirty and nasty and ugly until you get married. Then all of a sudden, by osmosis, you're supposed to know what to do, how to do, when to do. And then at some point, somebody's going to become frustrated because there's going to be a lot of not knowing. And I was that girl at one point that had all of these ideas of what I thought sexual health and wellness was. And I remember when I kept doing my research on it, on Pure Romance, when I kept doing I kept saying, they're trying to figure out how can they help women with things, and can I be blunt? With vaginal dryness, because we are post-perimenopausal, menopausal women. We are women who are women who are survivors of cancer. We're women who are pregnant and having babies, and we're women who have basic things called sinus infections. And so because of that, when we're dry up here with a sinus infection, we're normally dry down there. People don't want to talk about that, but it's true. And what happens is, what we want to do is just keep quiet. And like, well, maybe I'll ask this person. And 9 times out of 10, the person, because you've been abstinent for 40 years. So you can't teach me about something you're not actively practicing.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the other thing that we don't do is we don't give grace for women and young girls who've been sexually abused or violated. So I would sit in church and all they would say is, don't have sex.
Yep.
But I was violated. So what is, you're not going, I don't know what to do. Like, so,
exactly. I've already been exposed to
my body was awakened because someone took advantage of me.
Yes.
You don't talk about those kind of things either.
And this is the thing, because sex feels good, what happens is people start feeling bad when they have been violated over and over again, whether it's through molestation and or rape and or whatever form of abuse. It's like, it does feel good, but I know it's not right. So where do you go with that? Instead of somebody saying, just don't do it. I'm not trying to do it. It's being done to me.
Right. And we don't talk about that. So then coming back full circle with, it's okay now for me to, or woman to have relations with her husband or her partner, and she's got all this shame that she's carrying. So I'm grateful to you that you took that step. And I remember asking you, like, why did you go that way and not the other one, and you talked about, because it is all about the educational piece for me. That's what's important to me. It's not just the fun of it, but I want women to feel confident and comfortable in who they are in their sexuality. And I really appreciated that.
Absolutely. I guess also because of this time that we're in, there is a prominent individual of African descent who is selling products. And so they're always asking me, because I'm not going to give anybody a free commercial, so we won't say the name. But because this person sells this, why don't you sell this company's products and versus Pure Romance? Well, that person is selling an experience.
Yep.
They're selling an experience, and what Pure Romance is trying to give is a lifestyle. This is how you can live. And so some people may not be comfortable with all of the products, but what they have to understand is what we call the bedroom accessories. That's only 40% of what we have. 60% of what we do is bath and body.
I'm going to say this too. I took a business class earlier this year because I'm trying to revamp my business and been in business since 2006. And so I took another business class because I'm new to Georgia and I wanted to meet new people outside of the church network. And there was a young girl in my class who sold lingerie. And when she talked about there's different styles, like there's teddies and there's this and there's that. And I'm sitting there like, I didn't know any of this stuff.
See?
46, I'm a grown woman and don't know all of this stuff. And so I really value and appreciate that, especially for us as women of color. Where is our outlet? Who can we talk to? We can't even when we go to the doctor, we can't fully express what's going on because they don't understand.
I totally agree. I think that this is the time that we should be having these conversations with each other. Nobody is asking you to self-explore with one another. What we're saying is have the conversation about self-exploration. Have the conversation about how can I teach someone else what I like. Have the conversation. That's all. Because what's happening is we are putting these quote unquote, I like to call them these good girl for God, in a position where sometimes the men are not taught to be good guys for God, but the women are taught to be good girls for God. So now you have these two people coming together in marriage, and the good girl for God is with a guy who he did whatever he wanted to. Now all of a sudden he gets with this woman. She's so foreign to all of it, and he's easily annoyed and absolutely over trying to be with her because she knows nothing.
My best friend in high school, her mom nor my mom talked to us about sex, and they bought us books and we were up in our bedrooms like giggling and laughing, reading books when conversations might have opened the doors and prevented some pitfalls, you know, down the line. And so I laugh about it now. Like, here I am, 13 years old, reading, "This is your body." You know,
Exactly.
so I became really a vigilante, talking to my daughter, like, "This is what you need to do. Don't put soap there."
Yes.
These are
demystify all of that. Stop trying to make it like, ooh, don't say vagina, say hoo-ha. No, you have a vagina. I've never had a hoo-ha.
I just learned that you're supposed to throw away your intimacies like every 6 to 9 months. You're not supposed to keep them forever. Nobody talks about.
I wish they would disintegrate, and that may encourage some people to throw them away. Well, maybe not, because some people don't mind. Yeah, recycle that. I mean, what, you can go to Walmart and get a pack for less than $10. It's not that. It's not that serious.
Yes. So thank you for being my friend, my big sister. Thank you so for sharing. How can, if people want to connect with you or watch your YouTube channel, or, you know, how can they connect with Vita?
Okay, so of course, my name is Vyta Copeland on Facebook, and Vyta Copeland. That's how they can reach me on Facebook, and all other social media outlets. It is Life Her Way. So you can reach me at Life Her Way on Instagram. I think it's Life Her Way Pure Romance on Instagram. You can reach me at Life Her Way _ Pure Romance. I have a private Facebook page just for my Pure Romance audience. Let's just say that. And that's where you can find me, where sometimes I demonstrate and I show actual products, and I have open dialogues with individuals on that private Facebook page. And then also you can find me on YouTube as Life Her Way. And so, and the reason why I name my channel Life Her Way is because, again, my name, I'm saying again, like they knew earlier when we were talking, my name means life. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that going into this second, you know, wave of my life, because I'm 48 now, I'm like, I want to do things my way, because I know for the majority of my life, I did things what I thought my parents wanted me to do, what the church wanted me to do, what, you know, just the expectations of others. And so I rebranded my YouTube channel, because it used to be called Vita the Diva. And so, and I rebranded, I think last November, and called it Life Her Way. And so I wanted to be Vita Her Way, but that sounds corny. So I rebranded Life Her Way. And so whatever I do, whether it's, you know, singing, talking about being an instructor during these COVID-19 times, whether it's talking about pure romance, or just my life in general, what's going on, I wanted to be life my way. So Life Her Way.
Well, I just want to thank everybody who is watching and who will watch the replay. I am Penda James, and I'm the Scribe Coach. I am the owner of Inscribe Inspiration, and I help people get unstuck, execute their goals, and inscribe their legacy. I'm also an author, and you can find me at Facebook/Scribe Coach, and I'm also at Penscribed on Instagram. And Vita, before we end, can you give us a declaration for leaders about friendship?
A declaration for leaders about friendship.
Yes.
Friendship is important, and it doesn't matter what you have defined as friendship until you know that these individuals know you, they like you, and they can trust you. The people that you call friends need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you.
I got it. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Yay!
Yay! We did it. Love you too. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye, guys.